Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Sharby Higuchi and Rick Graves, who are here on behalf of the Festival of the Arts Pageant of the Masters. Well, welcome both of you. How are you?
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Glad to meet you and glad to see you again. All good.
Great to see you.
It's been a little while. We're happy to have you back, and we're happy that the pageant and the festival are gonna, gung-ho and ready to go here shortly. But before we get into all of the details about it, let's just learn a little bit about yourself. I'm going to start with you because you're a resident here.
Yeah, I live in Laguna Woods. Moved in just before the pandemic started, and started to enjoy all the facilities and the labs and the tennis courts, and kind of, got shut down for a little while, but it's back in perfect shape and loving it, yeah.
Right. Now, you also are an instructor for photography through our Emeritus program.
Yeah. I began teaching at the Saddleback Emeritus Institute just last semester, and it's just a great experience teaching the fundamentals of beginning photography and intermediate photography at Clubhouse 4 and online. Yeah.
I love that, and we request folks send in photographs because we do that as part of our morning show. And some people have some amazing, amazing shots, and I'm wondering if they're your students. And at some point, I probably will.
Some of them are. Some of them are my students, and they're great photographers. Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah. Great. And how about you, Sharby?
Well, I am the marketing PR director of the Festival and Pageant. I've been there for many years, and I just love what I do. It's great to be able to promote the arts and our artists and something called the Pageant of the Masters, and work for the organization that's so great work for the community, giving out scholarships and grants and everything. So not originally from California, originally from West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
And made my way out here to California. And one of my very first dates, believe it or not, was at the Pageant of the Masters. Oh. And I am now married to that man, and for 32 years, believe it or not.
Oh, congratulations. So, that is awesome. That is great. And I know you feel both of you feel very passionate about the Festival of the Arts, obviously.
Absolutely.
And, as well as the pageant. So we'll kind of get into that. So, Sharby, let's start with you, and let's do a quick rundown of kind of the history of the way it all worked.
Well, this year we're here celebrating a huge milestone for the Festival of Art. It is our 90th anniversary, and it started back in 1932, and what else was going on at that time was the Olympics. So the artists of Laguna Beach and the community got together, and they were trying to figure out, hey, how can we bring those people down to Laguna and hopefully buy some of our art? Right. So John Henchman came up with this idea of a festival of the city, festival of the arts, in fact. It was called a fiesta, and it was a celebration of the arts throughout the entire community of Laguna Beach. And that's how it actually all started. It was successful, so they decided to do it the next year. But the artists were very smart. They came up with an interesting idea. They dressed up like famous works of art. They paraded around the city of Laguna Beach and had people follow them into where the art show was located at that time. They had a little teeny tiny set they would pose very briefly. It was called Spirit of the Masters, and that was the humble beginnings of the Pageant of the Masters. So a lot of people don't realize the pageant was really a publicity stunt to the art show.
That is a great thing. And then, of course, now they're both together, and you've got, you have a big, huge area now because you redid some of it, and now there's lots of room for lots of different artists in which you'll be displaying your work. And then on the other side, of course, you have the theater. Which is, how many people does it actually fit?
The theater seats every night about 2,600 people. And yes, and honestly, when you buy your pageant ticket, as you were saying, you're getting 2 shows really for the price of one, because you get to come back and see the art show and visit wonderful artists like Rick, and we have an art center and art activities and entertainment and food, drinks, of course, wine.
And you can be there for hours. So, but it's hard because you have your time to visit with the artist, but then you immediately have to go because you have to go in right when it's time.
Yes, the pageant starts is every evening at 8:30 p.m. And the reason why that has to be dark. So that's how the magic happens, because the secret of the pageant is in the lighting. However, like I said, if you don't have enough time, and you want to come back to the Festival Arts and you have that pageant ticket, it's a season pass to the art show. So come back the next day or all summer, anytime, enjoy the artists and come enjoy the music, do some more art activities in our art center.
And there is different entertainment, I think, each day, right?
Every single night
Okay.
we have entertainment this year, as well as in the afternoons
Okay.
on Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, perfect.
And we have some special events planned. And because it is our 90th anniversary, we are having a big birthday bash on August 13th, which is the
Okay.
date that the festival actually started back in 1932.
Oh, I love that. All right, awesome. Okay, good. So now, Rick, let's get to know you a little bit about what you specialize in and what you'll be displaying at the Festival of Arts.
So for 13 years now, I've been displaying exclusively my long format imagery, which is photography that I actually shoot with a camera that I modified. I started with a Hasselblad camera, a 2 1/4 film camera, and then rebuilt the entire camera inside to transport a whole roll of film 66 inches long as one picture over time. So it's a type of photography, film-based, that is very unusual. And so what I end up with is an entire roll of film of a single frame. So all of these pictures, a normal camera would shoot 24 pictures on that roll.
Okay.
My camera is modified to transport the film during the exposure, and I use math to figure out how fast to make the film move so that the subject and the film are in sync moving through the camera, and I end up with one picture on a whole roll of film.
So tell me something, because when you look at them, of course, they're very long,
Yeah.
and we couldn't fit it all on our screen, but it reminds me of a panorama picture that we can take. What's the difference?
Yeah, big difference. So people look at the long format and think that it's seeing a wide angle view, but in fact, you're only seeing a couple inches of the scene, the same place over time. So with the wave, imagine it's like you're looking through, say, leveler blinds, the vertical blinds.
Okay.
And so you're seeing just a very narrow slice, vertical slice of the scene, but you're seeing it over time. So with that beach shot, you're actually seeing the same 6 inches of the scene over time. As the waves roll into the beach, you're seeing time passage, maybe 30, 40, a minute long of
His work
time.
is just really, truly amazing.
Well, I looked online, and of course, if you want information, of course, you can always go look him up to see all of the different works of art. And you've got quite a history from so many different arenas.
Yeah, different subjects, bicycles, waves, people, landscapes. We've focused this year, my wife and I, Heather, we have done 2 trips to Utah to film the wild mustangs, film and photograph. So I shoot high-speed, slow-motion video. A lot of my work is video these days, my professional work. And then my art, then we also do one of my long format images. And that's very difficult because I have to know the distance from me to the horses, and I have to know the speed the horses are moving. And the horses just graze in the fields. Right. And then the goal is to try and photograph them as they're moving to the watering hole. And so I find the water hole, find the horses, and then anticipate the path they're going to walk to the water hole.
Wow.
And so it's a very difficult technique.
I imagine.
And now we've just gotten back from Africa, where we were trying to photograph elephants and zebras and trying to predict, anticipate the movement of wild animals is tricky. But
I'm sure.
Getting one shot is all that I need. So that's what my wall is going to be about this year.
And that's going to be at the festival?
Yeah.
Oh, so exciting. Oh, that sounds great.
And Rick is one of 120 artists that are going to be there. So as you can see, Rick is very fascinating, as are all of our artists. So there's all type of mediums that you can choose from and talk to people. I really encourage people to go on our art tours that we have every evening and on the weekends and talk to the artists. They're, as you can see, so interesting.
Oh, absolutely. And like you mentioned, there are so many different kinds of artists to it. It's not just photography or art. There's sculptures, jewelry. I mean, it just runs the gamut. There's a lot of great stuff. Okay, good. Let's give some details about some of the artwork that we are going to be showing at the Pageant of the Masters. It's called, what's it called again?
So
The
Wonderful World.
Wonderful
so
World.
This year's pageant is themed Wonderful World, and I like to say it's basically almost a love letter to travel. You know, we're all back out and traveling after COVID, and so I think the director is honoring cultures and around the world, and we're telling this story through the magic of living art or living pictures.
Right.
And so you will see pictures or artwork from all over the world that we're recreating.
Okay.
There's a beautiful work right now on the screen by Chikanova, and which is really a beautiful Japanese screen print, that wood block actually, that we will be recreating, and you know, that just runs the gamut of what you're going to see. So it's a great show. Our traditional finale is Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper.
Right.
I always like to throw that in because, and you will see it in this year's show. There's only been a couple years that it has not been our show, and when it is not, we do get some letters from everybody.
Yeah, they always expect that.
They always expect that one.
Now, behind the scenes is always an amazing thing. We've been back there before, but I think even prior to going, behind the scenes when you have media day and things like that, is all of the work that comes beforehand. And you've got artists who are at work for months creating those backgrounds.
Yeah, actually, we began working on the next year's show before this year's show will be over.
Oh,
so our first casting call is January, and we start building and painting sets also in January. And the artisans behind the scenes are just creative and talented people.
Right.
And all the sets, the costumes, the makeup, everything is actually made on site at the Pageant of the Masters. People don't realize that. So it does take a full year to actually, from start to finish, from coming up to the theme, picking the artwork, casting it, and creating the work.
Oh yeah, a lot of work goes into that.
Yeah.
All right, let's tell people again when they can go and how they can get some tickets, which is great. And you have two different dates now. July 5th is when the Festival of the Arts starts.
Right. The art show opens first, and that will be on July 5th. And then it follows by the pageant on July 7th, and both run through September 2nd.
Perfect. And they're both located at the Irvine Bowl down at Laguna Beach.
Yeah, down at Laguna Beach at the Irvine Bowl. It's kind of confusing because it sounds like it's in Irvine, but it's really in Laguna Beach. And the address is 650 Laguna Beach Canyon Road. So that's the Laguna Canyon Road. That's the best way to be able to find it. It's really simple. Excellent.
And then, of course, we have an exciting thing for our viewers. Is we are going to give away 2 free tickets to the Pageant of the Masters, and with that you will also be able to go to the Festival of the Arts. You need to be the first person to answer this question that we are going to ask you. So you have a tidbit, we're going to give a tip. Let me ask the question first.
Okay.
Who is the voice, the announcer's voice, that has been a part of the Pageant of the Masters for 25 years? And Sharby's going to give you a hint.
Here's a hint. He has been known to say they're great. So he was also the voice of Tony the Tiger. And here's the hint. Check out our website. Go to foapom.org or .com, and you will be able to find the answers there someplace. So
she made it too easy for everybody. Oh my gosh, I was going to make you look it up, but she made it too easy. Well, thank you both. I appreciate you both coming in, and good luck to the pageant. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. If you want more information about the Pageant of the Masters, of course, you can call the phone number that is on our screen, or you could go to their website and get tickets at pageanttickets.com. We'll be right back.